gentlemen, I am the CHALL, your Doncaster Rovers fan and YouTube sporting journalist. This is your DRFC Daily Reports. If you do like this video and you are new around here, please like, comment, subscribe. All the social links are in the description down below the video and are at the bottom of your screen as well. Please go and follow them. And let's get straight into this. This is all about post-Swindon, what McSheffrey said, Kyle Knoyle's defence of the teammates, and the points he's brought up. So this all information is all from the Free Press and his post-match interviews as well. So we're going to talk about McSheffrey first, then go on a little bit about Kyle Knoyle at the end. So, first of all, Gary McSheffrey. So I took in some notes from the post-match conference, specific topics that he was talking about. I'm going to talk about whether I agree with those comments. Again, I encourage you to comment down below whether you agree with these comments or not, whether you're McSheffrey or not McSheffrey. Do you agree with these comments anyway or not? Comment down below. But let's get into this particular video. So, first of all, on the actual result against Swindon Town, this is what McSheffrey had to say. They moved the ball quite well and they physically looked better than us with better ball carriers. It was a tough one. We huffed and puffed, created a couple of half chances, but we didn't really deserve much out of the game. It would have been nice to grind out a draw to stop this mini-rot, but it didn't happen. They deserve the win. I agree with that. I agree with that. McSheffrey's honest in that one. I agree with that. My frustration lies with why aren't you changing the tactics? If the tactics aren't working, if we're too passive and hoofing it up to no one, why haven't you changed the way we played? Are you too trusting of the way we're playing at the minute and trying to get a different result out of the same shenanigans? Or, you know, what's the aim here from the tactics? We're just playing the same tactics for the past couple of games and expecting a different result when we're getting the same BS the last couple of games. I don't know. My argument is, with McSheffrey, change the tactics or you might be out of a job in a couple of months. Maybe even sooner than that. Probably even sooner than that. Please, play more attacking. Change the tactics. Injuries aren't an excuse anymore. You've been backed with transfers in the summer. We've got attacking players at your disposal, Gary McSheffrey. Play more attacking. Play the 4-3-3. Don't play the 4-2-3-1 narrow and leave ourselves open on the wings to be countered by teams like Swindon and Barrow and Mansfield as well. Just overall, just tactics need improving. If he's not willing to change the tactics, then he won't be around much longer. In terms of lack of confidence, Gary McSheffrey said this. It's showing. There's people that should be able to deal with the football more comfortably, looking a bit nervous on it and then panicking. There's definitely confidence kicking in. You can see that. There's always a game around the corner to try and bounce back. I get there's always a game around the corner to try and bounce back, but there's definitely confidence kicking in. You can see that. I don't... No offence, Gary McSheffrey, but I don't believe we can see that. I believe it was a teeny tiny little bit better. We're talking a little 0.008 margin here, better than Barrow. But you can barely tell the difference from the Barrow game for me personally. It was the same as Barrow pretty much the whole way through. First 10-15 minutes, passive, couple of half chances, and then it was all Swindon. And we barely got a look in when Swindon got involved. So, it's the same as Barrow. Like I said, with Barrow, if it wasn't for Mitchell, it would have been 6 or 7, not 2. With Swindon, if it wasn't for the goalkeeper and Swindon finishing their chances a little bit better, it would have been more than 1. It would have been 2, 3 minimum. So, the fact that he says there's confidence kicking in, you can see that. I don't believe we can see that. If tomorrow night in the Papa John's Trophy and against Crawley, if we get a draw or a loss, but we play for 90 minutes like we give a damn, then I'll see confidence starting to kick in. Then I'll agree with that statement. But from the Swindon game, I don't believe I see confidence kicking into these lads. I believe the confidence has got slightly worse than Barrow, and it's not hard to beat, and it's very, very hard to beat Barrow's confidence because the confidence from that game was shot to pieces. You know, it's ridiculous. So I don't see the confidence kicking in the lads at all. If I see differently against Lincoln and Crawley, then I'll retract that. On the call for bravery from his players, now he's called for bravery from his players, and he said this. A few of them just look like they need more motivation when sometimes it's got to come from within. First of all, sorry. Yes, that's got to come from within, and the players do have to take responsibility. But you've also got to get it out them players. You've got to install into them the belief they can do it. And clearly, that's not being given right now. There's no easy way out of it, he said. You have to work your way out of it and be brave. We will keep working hard and trying to get the best out of the lads. You don't become a poor team overnight. You just lack a bit of confidence. We've got to try and instill that into them again. And I get that bit. I really do get that bit, because we can't be a poor team overnight. Yes, we scraped a couple of the wins, but there were spells where we looked like we were playing good football. Northampton, Stockport, even though they had 10 men. Salford, we had a spell. We had spells where we can play good football. I know McSheffrey can play attacking football with these lads. It's just believing that they can do it. And again, instilling that belief doesn't just come from the players themselves. It's got to come from the manager as well. Now, on the full-time reaction for the fans, this is where it was interesting. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. The performance wasn't good enough. It didn't excite them. And we will take it on the chin. Okay, good start to the statement. Good, good, good. You've got to be mentally strong and an elite character to play elite sport. Agreed. You like taking the plaudits when you do well, so you have to be able to take the negative response. Absolutely. Whatever people want to throw at me, it's not a problem. I'll keep turning up and working hard. I won't hide away from anything. Fair enough. I like that in a manager. He's not afraid to nab it on the head. Now, he takes accountability on the team they selected, the changes I make, and the performance level. You can rest assured that we are trying to get through this and make us the team we were only 2.5 weeks ago. They were adoring. We don't intentionally come out to not play great and not entertain. Sometimes you just have a few bumps in the road. We will work hard and try and get back into the team and performance level they were enjoying only a few weeks ago. We will keep working hard for them, he means the fans. They have been great all season. They deserve a little bit more. We just need to get through this sticky patch. It's not a little bit more. They deserve a lot more than the past few games. In terms of this being a sticky patch, if we drop points against Crawley, Rochdale and Hartlepool, it becomes more than a sticky patch. It becomes a rot of form. And it becomes the McSheffrey manager hanging on by a thread. So, again, I don't know. I appreciate the fact McSheffrey wants to give his all for the fans and he wants to improve for the fans. But at the end of the day, if we're not seeing that improvement in the next 5-6 games, it's going to be really, really hard to back the manager. Now, Kyle Knoyle has his say on the situation on the run of defeats. Now, he said there's a completely different feel about it this season. I'm speaking off the back of 3 losses, so it's going to be difficult for people to agree what I say. We have got senior players in there now. We also have young players who've given their all for the shirt and have great attitudes and are going to have big careers going forward. I feel the group is different. I feel like everyone is together. It's a positive group. I feel like we can be successful this season. I genuinely believe that. We need to ride this blip and stick together, which we will do. I wouldn't say just ride this blip. I'd say improve on this blip. And I think that's probably what he means. He's not wrong. I have spoken to people in the club and I've spoken to people around the club and there's a genuine positive feel about the place. But at the same time, for me, like I said, if it keeps going on the next 3 to 5 games minimum, it's not going to be a blip anymore. It's going to be a real rotting set of form, and it's going to be relegation form, which is weird to say in League 2, but it's going to be relegation form if we're not careful. So I get where Kyle Knoyle's coming from, and of course, like I said, as us as fans, we always back the team for 90 minutes, and we make our opinions known after the match. You know, loads of people booed the players off at full time. That's their opinion. It was after the final whistle. They backed the team for 90 minutes. That's their opinion. But at the end of the day, you know, if people aren't performing for the fans are going to let them know, and it's their opinion to let them know. So, you know, like Kyle Knoyle said, stick together. And hopefully we'll get out of this situation sooner rather than later, because the longer it goes on, the more the manager slips out of the exit door, for me personally. But that is it for this video, guys. That was all about what McSheffrey said, what Knoyle said as well. Like I said, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how they react from this in the next few games. But for now, guys, please do like, comment, subscribe. I am the CHALL, and I am your Doncaster Rovers fan and YouTube sporting journalist. Keep living the Rovers life, and that is full-time Rovers Tide Die. Thank you very, very much, and I'll see you at Sinsel Bank tomorrow with the previews coming up shortly, so stick around for that. Thank you.